What's up? I'm Simone.
And I'm Sierra, and this is
Up on Game.
So today we're going to talk about mental health in the student athlete community. And this is a very sensitive topic, and we just want to give light to it. And the student athlete community now is getting a lot of publicity, is coming to the forefront a lot, and a lot of schools and a lot of teams are doing a lot to make sure their players are okay mentally as well as physically. So we're going to talk about some of our experiences revolving mental health and some of the experiences we witnessed with maybe teammates and friends or different people around us who may have suffered from mental health. And when we talk about mental health, we're not just talking about the extreme where you feel like you want to hurt yourself. We're also talking about, things like depression, anxiety, feeling homesick, just feeling overwhelmed from school and basketball, right, and depression and things like that. And we're going to have hotlines available on our page for you guys who may be suffering from mental health or feeling down and need somebody to talk to. And we're also available. You can DM our page. This page is Up on Game page, or you can DM us personally if you need somebody to talk to, and everything will be confidential.
Yes.
Okay, so Simone's going to start off talking about
Stress.
And
stress, everybody goes through it. Everybody has some type of stress. But being a student athlete, you witness that stress by the boatload. It's like it comes at you full force. Because you remember, we're a student first, athlete second. So when you think of that student stress, you're thinking of that classroom stress as far as like you trying to get the class on time every day, to you acing assignments, making sure you turn in every assignment and pass the class. And then on top of that, after you go through your classes, you have to go into this athlete stress where it's like you have that stress of practicing at your best every single practice, trying to make a starting lineup if you're in that position, or if you're even trying to stay in there. It's
right.
It's like stress coming in you by the bolos, or stress coming off an injury, or playing hurt. Like it's a lot to take in, but there's ways to cope with it, and the easiest way to cope with it is talk.
But for some people talking is not always easy.
Yes, it's not, but it's like if you don't feel comfortable talking to a coach or talking to I don't necessarily colleague, like a faculty member, talk to one of your teammates or somebody. Like, not just any teammate, someone you're comfortable with, someone that has your your best intentions and is willing to help you.
Yeah, and sometimes, for like Simone said, like talking is expressing yourself and letting people know that you're going through something is very helpful. But sometimes people aren't comfortable with doing that, and a lot of times, I think a lot of cases, people don't speak out and say nothing. So I think a way to solve that or help that, as a teammate, I think, or as a person, you should always be nice and good to your teammates or to people around you, because you never know what somebody is going through.
Right.
And maybe you being nice to them, you inviting them over, you bringing them lunch, or you just saying what's up, calling them or texting them or something, could change their day from being a down day to being a good day. So I think us as people in general, just outside of being a student athlete,
right,
need to be good to other people, because you never know what somebody is going through.
Right.
And just one little thing can help bring somebody from down here to up here. So I think that's another way you can help somebody without even knowing they need help. Just be a good person, be a good human being.
Right.
Okay, so Simone talked about stress, and we're going to talk about pressure next. So pressure is something that you're going to have all through life. As a basketball player, no matter if you're basketball, football, hockey, you're just a student. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing in life, you're going to have pressure. So I think the thing about pressure is to figure out how to use your pressure in a positive way. Like the saying, like, pressure makes diamonds. Like, you have to use your pressure in a positive way. Like, some people use their pressure, okay, I have pressure to do this and do that, and sometimes that pushes them to be better than what they may have been without the pressure. But some people, the pressure kind of overwhelms them and takes hold of them. And, you know, when that happens, I think, like we said before, try to surround yourself with good people, try to laugh, find an escape from whatever you're going through. I know me personally, when I felt pressure as a student athlete while I was in college, you know, my thing was to always leave the pressures of school at school, leave the pressures of basketball on the court. And then when I left and I went home, I'm like, I'm about to chill with my friends. I'm about to watch TV. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to escape. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you're more than just a athlete or a student. You're also a person.
Exactly.
You're a person first before any of those things. You got to make sure you take care of yourself. Because if you're not, you know, at your best as a person, you can't do anything regarding school or basketball. So, you know, that's some of the ways I cope with, you know, some of the pressures. And you get pressures from everywhere. Your family, friends, yourself, your teammates, your coaches. You know, and sometimes it's hard to deal with. But when it gets hard, I think you need to, you know, figure out yourself and what you need to bring you back to a good space.
Since you talked about the pressure, I used to feel pressure all the time, like especially for home games, because when I was going to Dominguez Hills, I was close to home, and a lot of my friends used to come to the games, so I used to feel pressure, like, oh, like, okay, like, I gotta ball out because my friend's here,
right.
And then, like, if I ball out, I'll get the win, it's gonna be good times, and then I had to, like, realize, like, I have to be true to me. I have to do my part as a basketball player, and everything's eventually gonna fall into place.
Right.
And it worked.
Right.
It worked. You know what I'm saying?
I think another thing is positive talking, like, to yourself. I know sometimes when you're down, you kind of beat yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
I think making sure you're always speaking positive, lifting yourself up. You don't want to be, you already have all this pressure and all this other stuff bringing you down. You don't want to be another factor that's bringing yourself down. You always
Right.
want to speak highly of yourself. Like, you know, everybody, you know, has a voice in their head, and sometimes we speak down upon ourselves. And I think it's important to always speak highly of yourself.
Exactly.
You know, encourage yourself, because, you know, at the end of the day, you got you. And, you know, that's what it is. You got to, you know, make sure you're okay, like I said before. So another thing we're going to talk about is homesickness. So let's touch on that.
Oh, wow. Homesickness. That's like, I feel like that's one of the first, like, triggers.
Well,
that will
for
set
some people.
Yeah, that will set something up, because it's like, especially I feel like for people that's, like, close to their parents, you know, that's used to their parents telling them, not necessarily telling them what to do, but reminding them, sending them that positive feedback, or even the parents that help them work on their game. And it's like, when you go off to school, no matter how far away you are, you don't have that anymore. And then it's like you have to adjust to just talking to them on the phone instead of seeing them in person all the time.
Right.
Or you have to adjust to figuring this stuff out on your own, and you finding ways to do it. And sometimes that's overwhelming on someone, especially that has that support. But it's okay though, because everybody goes through that. And then you have to remember too, like for me, I went to school close to home, and I had a lot of teammates that were far away from home. And the best thing you could do to someone is like comfort them, like just let them know it's okay. And then like bring them around your family sometimes. Like I know, like, you know, because for basketball and football, you play during like the Thanksgiving and Christmas time. And it's like, you could do something small, like
right.
if you're home and you have teammates that can't go home, invite them over your house
right.
for Thanksgiving dinner.
Right, and not to cut you off, just because that's something that really resonates with me, because I went away and I had a lot of, like, every Thanksgiving or every whatever holiday that I wasn't at home, I always, like, a teammate always invited me over. Like Thanksgiving, we would come to each other's house and cook Thanksgiving. Or Easter, I would go to one of my teammates' house, and they always, you know, welcome me, and that meant a lot to me, and it helped me through, you know, because you're so used to being with your family. And for 4 years straight, you miss all the holidays and all the events, birthdays, and everything with your family that you used to have. And so your teammates really coming in and bring you in to their family. I think that's something that's super, super, super dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's about that time for a water break.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today's episode, Our water break is a little different from last week, okay? So obviously it's Simone and myself, and we're gonna play Would You Rather. So we're gonna have 10 Would You Rather questions, and we're both gonna answer.
Yep.
Okay?
Bring 'em.
Sounds easy, right? All right,
Yeah.
let's go. So the first question: Would you rather go to a Lakers game or a Rams game?
Sierra, go first.
That's easy for me. I'm going to a Laker game. I always wanted to, well, especially now, go to a Laker game, experience that. So I'm for sure choosing a Laker game.
This is hard for me because I love football as well. You know what? I'm gonna go to a Rams game.
Okay.
Rams.
Okay.
Go Rams.
Question 2: Would you rather get crossed or get your shot blocked into the stands?
You know what? I'd rather get my shot blocked.
Yeah, me too. Cause
I'd rather get it
it's
blocked.
happened many times. I'm cool with it. It's it's a part of
It's
the game.
it's normal.
Being crossed, and nowadays when you get crossed, it's all on the
Goes
internet.
viral.
Ugh.
You know, filet
No,
might
ma'am.
get you, ball is like you never know
Yeah,
who
no,
might
ma'am.
get you.
I don't want any parts
No
of
parts.
that. Question number 3: Would you rather watch a regular season game courtside or a tight playoff game from the Raptors? For you guys that don't know, Raptors is nosebleed seats.
When you touch the ceiling type
Yeah.
seats.
And I'm gonna just answer this one. I would rather go to a tight playoff game in the nosebleeds. Cause I like being around. You can watch it on TV, but being actually there, feeling the experience, like feeling the people's emotions around you. I love stuff like that. So I'll be in the building. I like that.
I'd rather be courtside because I'm kind of terrified of I'm not terrified of heights. I just don't like walking up all them stairs to get to the seat, and then you know how the seat is kind of like
Yeah,
this.
I get that, but
I
I'll
don't-
do it for
I'll just be at
playoff
home
game.
watching the game.
Yeah. Next question: Would you rather coach college or a professional team?
College, easy,
Yeah, me
easy.
too.
Cause the atmosphere, and then when you get a big win, it's like you not only get to feel it for the team, especially if you're in a college town, the whole town feels it, and like when you win, you hear the pep band playing the fight song,
Mhm.
and then you on the half court, like just that whole energy. That's something like you will never get back.
Yeah, and I pick college just because I would want to, as a coach, help build people up, on and off the court, build them into, adults and see people grow and things like that. And I think, just me personally, I think that I have a better chance doing that in the college level rather than the NBA or the professional level or whatever level it is. Next question: If you didn't play basketball, would you play softball or volleyball?
Softball.
And I picked volleyball because I can't hit the ball in softball. So,
I was actually pretty decent in softball.
yeah, I would pick volleyball. Next question. Would you rather pass or score?
I'm scoring.
I think I would rather pass.
Oh my God, just like old times.
Yeah, I think I would rather pass.
Like old times.
Yeah. Next question. Would you rather have a shoe named after you or an award named after you?
I'm going to get an award named after me because it's like if you get an award named after you, because first of all, awards are given to like a few amount of people, and it's like if an award's named after you, that means you done did something tremendous to a point where it's like your actions have to be rewarded or be reminded for generations and years to come. So an award for sure.
Yeah, I would say an award as well because shoes just go out of, style so quick. Like, just think of the shoes you used to wear when you were a kid that you don't wear anymore. I would want to, if I want my name on something, I would want to be here throughout time. I want it to be timeless. So I think an award is more timeless than shoes, unless you like Jordan or Kobe, when you got shoes and you just, you know what I'm saying? If you're on that level.
Right.
Okay, next question. Would you rather play but always lose or win but sit on the bench?
I was kind of in like both predicaments. I was kind of like in both predicaments at one point in time. But like I've always been like a team player. Like I always been for the W. Like I don't care if I'm messing up, but I got to sit
So which
down.
one do you choose?
The W, of
Okay,
course.
I
I'm a
would-
W.
I would play but always lose because I gotta be out there. I love to play. I love to be out there, doing what I do. Okay, y'all, last 2 questions. Would you rather go to an NBA championship game, Game 7, or go to a Super Bowl?
Game 7.
Me too.
Because Super Bowl
is dope because the halftime show and stuff, I think that would be, well, it depends on who's at that halftime show.
And where we sitting.
Yeah, but I would for sure go to the NBA championship. So last and final question. If you could choose a teammate, would you rather play with Candace Parker or Elena Delle Donne?
Candace.
Yeah.
Easy.
Candace Parker because we going to, rock with the home team. Shout out to the LA Sparks. Okay, you guys. That wraps the water break for today. Hope you guys enjoy every topic will have, a new water break and, just to get your mind off of the subject at hand. But we're back to it. So we're going to talk about some ways that maybe you can help yourself or that you can seek help when going through your down times or if you're having mental health issues. So we talked about pressure, stress, homesickness, and kind of being overwhelmed from everything that's going on. So I think depression and anxiety are another big two mental health issues that people suffer from. And I think when you reach that level, so depression is, okay, you guys, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm just giving you my interpretation of what depression is. Depression is like, when you don't want to get up out the bed, you're always sad, and it's kind of for like, it's not a real reason behind it, and it goes on for days, okay? And anxiety, I know anxiety, people get anxiety attacks where they kind of breathe hard, they kind of are anxious.
They feel overwhelmed. Yeah,
they're overwhelmed about when they think about something or when they're about to do something. So when it gets to that level, I think you really need to seek help, professional help. Like we said before, sometimes you can be around your teammates and sometimes they can bring you up from those bad times. But I think when you reach that level, you should really seek, some professional help because sometimes your teammates might not be able to bring you out of that hole or whatever you're going through. So some outlets and escapes, we said before, is your teammates, also your coaches. Also, you can go speak to somebody. I know when I was in school, we had somebody that we can go and speak to and talk to.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people, they don't want to do that because there's a stigma about mental health. Or if you go speak to a counselor or a psychologist, then people are going to think, oh, she's crazy, there's something wrong with her.
But you know what I've noticed, because we had sports psychologists come up and talk to us in groups, and it's going to be a few people that raise their hand, but some people feel real personal about it. So if you see them have business cards and you feel like you need to talk to them, get that business card. It's nothing to it but to stay after and just grab a business card.
Yeah, and then everything is confidential or something. And sometimes you just need to release it. Sometimes you need to let everything out, everything that's going on.
That weight off your
Maybe you don't
shoulder.
necessarily need any medication or anything, but you just need to, release it. You're holding it in, you don't really have anybody to talk to, you need to release it and let it out. And doing things you enjoy, like I talked about in the last topic we had. I talked about how my teammates and I, we always were at each other's house, making videos, singing, making songs, all that stuff, and that stuff, pushed me, I know personally pushed me through the tough days that I had. So just doing things like that you enjoy, and some people might do things outside of basketball, people join different clubs and different things, to get your mind off it, because sometimes it's just when it's school basketball.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, and sometimes you just need I just need a break for a second, just a little second, something out of each day that I can do. And just for those people that, feel like they can't speak or they're not comfortable speaking, like I said before, just be a good person. And, you want to rub people in a good way. You want to be there for people because you never know what they're going through. And in a lot of instances, people don't speak up and it gets worse and worse, and you don't find out until sometimes it's too late, or when it's serious, or it's something that you can't reel back in.
Right.
And we are here with you guys. You may be going through different things that you may be going through, the ups and downs. like we said, we have like 15, 16, more than that, years of basketball experience, you know, student athlete experience. And if you guys are going through anything, and need somebody to talk to, need help, like we said before, please feel free to reach out, you know, contact us. We're here, you know, we have a lot of knowledge up here about, you know, being a student athlete.
And if we don't know certain things, we'll lead you to people that know those things.
Right.
Like don't be afraid to ask for help.
Right. And it's not just, you know, just because we're basketball players, I don't mean we don't know the struggles that different athletes go through. Like, you know, football players, they have to meet a certain weight, and sometimes that's stressful and causes them, you know, to go through different stuff emotionally. And, you know, people who are wrestlers, they have to eat a certain way and meet a certain way. And just, you know, even if as a woman athlete you want to be in shape and look a certain way, you know, sometimes it's pressure to do that. So just your body image and all that different stuff. We know a lot of people that play different sports, so we can get information if you play another sport and you need some, you know, some knowledge and some help on these things.
Right.
So with that, we're going to wrap up this topic today on mental health. We hope you guys learned a little bit, and feel free to share your thoughts and ideas with us. You know, we're open for you guys.
DM us, shoot comments, whatever.
Yeah, all that good stuff. All right, you guys. See you guys next time. That's it on Up on Game.
We out.
Peace.